Hi, welcome to Kickass Switch. Put in the K in MAGiCK. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching Mega Vlog number 6. That means we are halfway through the year, people. Does it actually, now that I think about it? At the end of this month, we will be halfway through the year, people. This is the last month in the first 6 months of 2016. The year of the Queen. The summer solstice is this month, which is super duper duper excited. I'm wearing, this is my magical May braid. This is the project for, I'm just gonna ramble. I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about here today, but I think that's kind of the fun of doing these mega vlogs, so bear with me. I have a little stack of books on my lap and a little cute something right there that I'm hoping to remember to show you. But for now, this is my magical May braid. This was the project for the summer transition module, but we're switching now. I'm gonna put the summer solstice module up for the psycho-spiritual wheel of the year. I'm sure I will do a video or a newsletter about that or something. But I just thought I'd put it up kind of early for those of you who like to get a jump on things, because sometimes I start getting emails like, when are you gonna put it up? When is the new module going up? And I kind of just wait till the last minute sometimes, like a couple weeks before, but I'm doing it right now. So what is that, like 3 weeks before? The wheel turns every 6 weeks. It just keeps on turning and keeps on turning. So what are you gonna do? And yes, I'm still rocking my awesome talisman here from Maggie Elrum Witch and Moon. It's so cool. I wear this all the time. You can see probably if you watch me, I wear the same, like my jewelry becomes like a part of me. I don't know, I can't explain it. I use jewelry in a very witchy kind of way, like to empower myself if I'm going to be around someone that I know is very sensitive to witchy things. I won't wear this, even though this is a protective amulet. I'll wear my little seeing eye. So even someone that's like, my family might be very Christian, I might put that on to sort of just like block any whatever hairy eyeballs coming my way. But it's not that offensive to them. Like they're just like, oh, that's just some weird California thing. Julia Martin just called me a weirdo on Instagram because I was posting chaga latte. Do you know what chaga is? It's a mushroom. I make mushroom coffee. Sometimes I just make straight up mushroom like latte kind of things. And I was posting a picture of that and she was like, you California weirdos. But I have to say, the California weirdos, we are on the forefront of the weird. So prepare yourself. The weird will eventually make its way to you. We just like to be the test dummies, so that's that. And then the theme for this month, I showed you this book, I think, in the last vlog. But I've been working with this book so hardcore all month. I cannot stop. You've probably heard me mention it all over the place because I've mentioned it all over the place. So this month's theme is going to be signs, symbols, and synchronicities in honor of Robert Moss's awesome book, Sidewalk Oracles, playing with signs, symbols, and synchronicity in everyday life. And believe me, this is a topic that it's more than enough for a month's worth of goodies. So the podcasts, the videos, the newsletters will be all about this. If you're in the Psycho-Spiritual Wheel of the Year group, we've already been talking about this behind the scenes, but I'm excited just to open it up to the public. And I really hope, maybe I'll do a Facebook challenge to try to like get people involved, but I really, really hope that you will actually engage, like really engage with this theme this month, because I love hearing about people's dreams, prophetic dreams or signs and symbols that show up in your dreams, or just really cool stories about synchronicity. If you have any, put them in the comments down below and we can read each other's, and that's just it's just such a fun thing to do. I'm planning on taking a 3-week vacation in July. I think what I'll do is a mega vlog, and then I'm disappearing for 3 weeks. I don't know how much I can disappear because I love Instagram, and it's also fun just to randomly like tweet your thoughts. But I'm probably not going to be creating content. I'm not going to be doing the podcast. I'm not going to be doing videos and blog posts and things like that for most of July. So this month, we are just going to go off. We are just going to get so witchy with it. Signs, symbols, and synchronicity, the theme for June. So fun. And since I'm asking you to share, I love synchronicity. I have always loved it. I have always had dreams that come true, or all kinds of awesome little psychic, just blubbled my own chin. All sorts of psychic moments as a kid, all through my life. I've been in touch with that part of myself. So I was really surprised when I read Sidewalk Oracles. I'll do a book nerd post on this so you can read like some fun quotes. I'll try to post that next week. No promises, but I will do my best, maybe on Monday, to get up a book nerd post for this, just so you can see like why I'm excited about this book. But it's a book of games. So you play this book. Like, it gives you ideas for playing around with synchronicity in your life. So I was really surprised when I started reading it how it just like upped the synchronicity factor times a jillion. You need a buddy for this. We need a buddy system because my friend Dawn and I, we called each other almost every day in May, just with dreams we had and cool synchronicities, and we had a blast. So I'm really hoping that the community will kind of gather around this because I can't think of anything more fun. It is so fun to talk about, and the more you think about it, the more you talk about it, the more you write your dreams down or you record like the little signs, symbols, and synchronicities that appear in your life, the more they appear. So it's almost overwhelming trying to think of a good one to share with you. The one that first comes to mind is fire. I interviewed my friend Lenora Hinson of the Wicked Garden series. She just finished writing and self-publishing 6 novels. It is a 6-book series, and she is the fire queen. She is the queen of wands. Like, it's just who she is. She gets an idea and she immediately gets into action. And when I was interviewing her, she said, it's become this in my mind. I don't know if this is exactly what she said, but she said, I refuse to be inertia's bitch. And through the course of the books, one of her main character learns to not be inertia's bitch. There's a couple characters that have that experience, actually, now that I think about it. But Lenora is definitely not inertia's bitch. And I just love that. It like really, sunk in with me. And I've been really, really into astrology the last year. It's something I've loved for many, many years, but I really started studying my natal chart last year. And astrology is one of those subjects that is just so massive and so huge. It's like tarot, but so many different layers, and it's very complex. So you can just spend a lifetime learning about it, which I love. That's what I love. That's part. There are many things I love about being a witch, but that's part of what I love. It's just never-ending learning and researching and discoveries and aha moments. And again, signs, symbols, and synchronicities. It's so much about that. But in studying my chart, I was like, I have hardly any fire going on. And I actually bought a report from Astrolabe. They do awesome free reports. They're very, very good free reports. But also, I think it's alabe.com. Just put in Google Astrolabe and you can find it. It's a great way to start, just to get the free chart. But then you can get a more detailed personal chart. And I also have this from Aquarius Nation. Check this out. It is, what does she call it? See all my notes? There are so many post-it notes and little like thingies here. Oh geez. I've shown this to you before. Okay, it's not gonna say. It's like your personal private birth chart book, and it is a book about you. This is the most narcissistic, deliciously narcissistic thing I own. It's a really detailed, like, good size book. It takes a long time to get this. If you order this, you can order them on Etsy through Aquarius Nation, but be patient. And then I got this too, which is awesome. Moon mapping. What is it? The Way of the Moon Journey, also from Aquarius Nation. But anyway, my point is, my professional astrolabe report, it said something to the effect of I have a marked lack of fire in my chart. Like a remarkable lack of fire. And I was like, ugh, I already know this about myself because I'm such an air sign. I do get a lot of shit done. So there is some fire in there somewhere, and I definitely lead with my brain. It's just how I've always been. I have water, really, tons of Scorpio and tons of Libra in my chart. I feel predominantly Libra, Scorpio with Capricorn rising, and that's kind of like what you're headed toward, but there really is a lack of fire. So Lenora she doesn't know where the fire is in her chart. So Donna and I were kind of guessing like, oh, I'll bet she has Aries rising or Sagittarius. And we were just guessing because she definitely has a lot of fire. So I hope that she will like get her birth chart and figure that out, because it'd just be fun to hear where the fire is in her chart. But it kind of bugged me over the course of a couple days. I was like, I want fire. I want fire. I'm going to court fire. I'm a witch. I can do this. We work with the elements. So I was running around my house gathering everything that represented fire to build a fire altar. Any crystals I had, any kind of symbolism, orange things, things that felt like fire. And I built a little altar to fire. And then synchronistically, I don't remember where I was. I was shopping around, just window shopping online, and fire opals, Mexican fire opal eggs. Google this. Mexican fire opal eggs are insane. They look like dragon eggs. And it just looks like the fire element to me, like a little fire dragon baby about to be born. And so the first thing I thought when I saw that was, I need one of those for sure. And then the second thought was Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons, from Game of Thrones. So I sat around on Etsy creating a mess of my wish list, saving all the fire eggs I could find and writing extensively what I thought was going to be a blog post. I don't know if it will be now because I'm talking about it here, but a blog post about Khaleesi and the Mother of Dragons and the fire element. And then that night, I kid you not, was the episode. This is a huge spoiler. If you're behind, plug your ears and go blah, 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 blah. That was the episode of Game of Thrones where Khaleesi, how do I explain this? She's in a hut in a village that she intends to be the queen of, and the men that are around her are telling her how they're going to rape her, they're going to pass her around, they're going to give her to their horses to rape. And she's very calm through all of this, and she's surrounded by these like big bowls of fire. And when they're done with their whole spiel, she very confidently says like, no, you're not. And none of you are fit to rule these people, but I am. And then she takes the bowls and she like throws the fire at all of them. And not even in a like, ha kind of way, just like a knowing, you know, like here, have this fire, and the whole hut burns, everybody in it burns, and all the villagers come running to see what's going on because it's night and this huge hut is on fire with all these important people in it. And Khaleesi comes walking out naked through the fire. The fire has untouched her and everybody bows to her. I'm getting chills talking about it. Everybody bows to her. The queen of fire. So I made a wallpaper for my laptop that I turned into a meme that says, I refuse to be inertia's bitch. And it has Khaleesi walking out of the fire and it says Queen of Wands. So I thought that was an amazing synchronicity. And I'm wondering how long I've been talking now, because there's other ones now that all of a sudden like, tell this story. I'll tell you about Athena, who is the Queen of Swords, representative of the air element, totally my girl. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before, so I won't bore you with that. But she just keeps coming forward, and I've just been working with her. I think of her as like a totem, kind of, but she's really become a guide for me in so many ways. So I don't know how much of this I want to share. Like I bought a really beautiful statue from Greece of Athena, and I haven't posted it on the internet because it doesn't feel right to me. I keep a lot of my practice private. It doesn't seem like it because I'm such a blabbermouth, but I'm very cagey about what I share and I don't share, and I don't want to post her on the internet. Maybe one day I'll feel like it, but it just doesn't feel right now. But I ordered her before the full moon, and too close to the full moon for her to really be here in time because she was coming from Greece. I think she only had like 5 days to get here. And I had just discovered that Plantaria, you can tell me how to pronounce it if you're Greek. Plantaria is Athena's feast. And during Plantaria, every year, the dates kind of change depending on what website you're looking at, but it's about May 20th to May 25th. The night before, the women of the village would sweep. They would cleanse whatever. It was like a cleansing ritual that they would do. And then the next day, they would take Athena's statue down to the ocean to be washed and cleansed. And when they put her back, she got clean new robes and fresh jewelry and flowers and all that good stuff. And then everybody would have a feast. And when I read this is why sign symbols and synchronicity are so cool. I was like, because this was happening on the full moon. That's right when the full moon was happening. And I was like, oh gosh, I so wish I would have ordered that earlier because I really would love to reenact the Plantaria ritual for my statue. And here's what makes it even cooler. You may have heard me talk about how I work with Pisces and how I ended up tracing that all the way back to Jesus. You know, like Christians have the little fish of Pisces. Jesus ruled the era of the Pisces. And it just kind of amuses me that I can't seem to get away from my Christian background. It just ends up following me everywhere I go. And when I was doing a tarot reading, this is before I found out about Plantaria, a day or two before, I pulled the star card. And right when I looked at the star card, you know, with the woman, she's naked and she's got one foot dipped into the river. And it's a very cleansing, healing, regenerating kind of energy. And she's, you know, cleansing herself in the river. It looks like she's about to. This Bible verse that I grew up on, my favorite Bible verse. It started out, I used to love to repeat it for adults because it had a lot of big words in it and I thought it made me look cool, but it just stuck. It was like my favorite Bible verse forever. Titus 3:5. When I was looking at the star card, it popped into my head. And here's how it goes. Not by works of righteousness which ye have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us. Jesus. Say that 3 times fast. Here's the interesting part. By the washing of regeneration and the renewing of the Holy Ghost. Years ago, when I was studying Gnosticism, I learned that Gnostic people of that faith, consider the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit to be the goddess. For them, it is Sophia, philosophy, wisdom. Athena is the goddess of wisdom. So when I was staring at that card and I was remembering that Bible verse, I was like, oh, that's so cool, you know? But I just thought it was cool. When I learned what Plantaria was, the washing and the regeneration of the goddess, and how I've been working with this particular goddess for myself and wanted so bad to do that ritual on the full moon, I was a maniac. I was like so lit up. I was just like, ah! And then this is what happened. The day of the full moon, I went outside and there was a package on my front step and it was Athena. She got here in time way early. I had written the seller to say like, can I get a tracking number on that? And he was like, okay, here's the number. It'll be there next week. So my hope was gone that Athena was coming, and there she was in time to do the Planetaria ritual on the full moon, which was on MAGiCK, which you may have heard me talk about is my witchy 5-year anniversary. I celebrated it twice this year, once on the astrological MAGiCK and then once on the cultural MAGiCK. And gosh, there's so much more I can say. I was working with Athena to show me my fire, Athena, show me my fire. And I had this dream. This is a big part of signs, symbols, and synchronicity, are the messages that come to you through your dreams. So I said that prayer on the full moon. I had just done the ritual with her, and I had a little window of time between doing that ritual and then going on this full moon hike that I promised my son we would go on for MAGiCK. So I decided to take a little nap, and before I took a nap, I asked Athena to show me my fire. And I had this really awesome dream where I was staring at a jar, like a mason jar kind of situation, and there was a votive candle burning inside. And for my ritual, I had a votive candle that I lit that was still lit when I took my nap. That's an important part of this story that you need to know. So I dreamt that there was a votive in a jar, and I was staring at the jar and worried about it. I was worried about the flame. I was like, the flame is gonna go out because the lid is on it. The flame is gonna go out. And this voice told me to shoot an arrow at it. So I took this really cool metal arrow. I don't even know if they make metal arrows, but it was a metal arrow. And I shot the jar, and right when the jar exploded and like this fire like poofed out, I smelled in real life the smell of burning, and it woke me up. And it was that smell when a candle burns out, and it's that last little bit of smoke that goes up, and I was like, oh my God, oh my goddess, that is just wild. And then come to find out, Athena is the goddess that brought metallurgy to the people. She taught them how to use fire to shape metal into tools and weapons. So there's my fire, people. How cool is that? How cool is that? I always feel really self-indulgent doing these vlogs, but you seem to like them, so what the hell. I also just totally randomly wanted to mention this because this is like a total 90s flashback. I think this book was actually published in 2000 or 2001 because it's a compilation of 2 books that Fiona Horn put out in the late 90s that I kind of always have wanted to read, but I thought, you know, I'm so far beyond that. I don't need that book. But I do have a thing for Wicca 101 books. I really love reading them, especially if there's a personal journey involved. So I bought it on a whim, and I have been having a lot of fun with this book. She's very cool and racy and into sex magic and things like that, which I think is really fiery and awesome for this time of year to think about. But just a random FYI, I love this book. I'm having so much fun reading this, and there's like cool pictures of her. There's naked pictures of her. You can see here. There's like a little Polaroid section that is cool. And I mean, it's not, if you're a practicing witch, it's probably not going to teach you anything that you don't know, but it is so much to do with her personal journey. I relate to it because I wrote and sang for a punk rock band. I don't know if she wrote, I think she did. She wrote and sang for a much more famous hard rock band before becoming known as being a witch. So I definitely relate to that too. And then one last thing I want to show you before I smush together the just random vlog footage that I have is this. Look at that. Oh God, don't look at my fingernails. I'm sorry, I didn't give you a manicure today. My nails are a mess because I've been gardening and they get dirt on them and then they get all like broken from digging. So I've just been leaving them like this. This smells like heaven. It came in this box. Celestial Wishes Alchemy Oil. This is by Jenna Caprice of the White Witch Parlor. If you saw that interview, you probably are in love with her now, just like I am. She is, whoa, like she is the real deal. Just very magical, but also just bright and light and beautiful. Such a wonderful person. And I got a package of awesome goodies from her shop, and this is the thing that I am so obsessed with. Just, I mean, the bottle's just so cool. I'll never throw the box away because it's cool too, but it smells so good. Everything I got from her that is smelly is delicious. Like, she's got skills, mad skills. Not that she needs me promoting her, because her shop does very well, but I'm very excited about this. I just got it yesterday, so I'm just like trying not to waste it by like rubbing it on the candles and the statues and myself, and it just smells delicious. I also just got the Power Tool #1, Thought Forms That Spring to Life. It's this, the first tutorial that I've done through my business, and thought forms. It's about creating thought forms. Or you might call them servitors. I call them thought forms. And I just got that up on Gumroad. I'm trying to get everything up on Gumroad. I've got the Summer Solstice module up there now, and I've got the first Power Tool up there now, because I think if I have enough time this month, I'm going to make Power Tool #2. It's been a while since the first one went up, like almost a year now, so I'm excited to get the second one up because I want to do a series of tutorials. So I'm not going to tell you what that is because time will tell if I get that thing up. But if you it's in the same place on my website. You can just click on the sidebar to get it, but now it will be automated. You don't have to wait for me to send it to you, and I love that. I'm trying to automate everything to free up time for myself. So there's that. And then also the battery on my phone kept dying when I was trying to make videos. So for example, my cats took a bath. I have 4 cats, and unfortunately Steve did not make it into the footage, which I'm sure just totally breaks his heart, but the phone died right when I went looking for Steve. But I can't think of anything funnier or ruder than a wet cat. Like, they're just so like, you see what your cat really looks like underneath all of that fur, and sometimes it ain't cute. But I got some footage I'll tack on here of that, and the full moon hike that I took with Tanner, and a little trip to the beach, little birthday trip for my mom and my sister that, again, the phone died, so there's hardly any of that footage. But that's all I got for you this month. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Let me know yours. All month. I'm gonna think of a cool Facebook challenge. If you have a good idea for that, let me know. But something that will get us all talking about the synchronicities in our life. Because it's so fun. It's so fun. Okay, I'm done. Until we meet again, much love to you. Peace.
Vesper, what happened to you guys? Oh no, did you get a bath?
They got a bath. With lavender dish soap. Organic lavender dish soap in an attempt to try to get the fleas off of them. Because they have fleas, and now they're outside probably getting more fleas. And I'll bet they didn't love their baths. I wasn't here for it, so I wouldn't know happily. How are you, Vesper? You feeling okay?
Odie, what happened to you? Where's Steve? He's probably so pissed.
Up in the hills, down on the street, it only takes a second to know that they can't be beat.
Got it, buddy. You got it. We're up high.
Over there.
The beach is over there?
Mm-hmm.
How far did we come?
Like super hard, like farther than that hill.
Farther than that hill? Mm-hmm. How much farther should we go?
Probably more.
Probably more? good place to get on your butt and scoot down. Woo! Hands up in the air. Yes. Yes. Woo! There it is, buddy. Yes, it's orange. Yeah. Full flower moon inside Sagittarius. Yay! There it is. Woo! We have a bride down on the beach. We're actually here for a birthday party. Dinner, a birthday dinner, not a party, in Ventura. So this is a California beach, people. It's not very far from where I live. Maybe like an hour and a half stuck in traffic. And it's really beautiful.
It's fabulous.
It's fabulous. Let's look at our view here. We are waiting for Grandma and Aunt Stephanie and Darl, Grandma's best friend. There are presents that we bought. Grandma! There's Grandma's best friend. There's our kid.
Here's your gardenia.
Oh, gardenias! I love these. They smell so good.